Hello everybody, welcome back to the Maths Answers videos. We have now reached day 15 of the White Rose Maths problems of the day. So we've only got 5 more to go after this. Do remember with these ones, make sure you are pausing the video, having a go at the questions first, then pressing play to work through it together with me. Okay, let's get started then with the orange questions from day 15. So as ever, I'll just make myself a bit bigger there. Okay. So question 1 on the orange questions today is, in a box, 1/4 of the apples are green, the rest are red, there are 5 green apples, so how many apples are red? Okay, so this is a classic question where we have to think, what do we know? What do we need to know? What calculations can we use? So we're going to think about putting this down visually to show what we know. So we have a box of apples, and so our bar is going to represent the whole box. So here is our bar with our box of apples. At the moment, we do not know the number, we do not know how many apples. Then we need to think about what else we are told in the question. We are told that 1/4 of the apples are green and the rest are red. So we need to think about what we know about the fraction 1/4. Well, 1/4 means we have split it into 4 equal pieces. So our denominator, the number on the bottom of our fraction, is a 4. So we know that means we have 4 equal groups. So I'm going to cut my box of apples into 4 equal groups. And I'm going to just colour that in green to represent that 1/4 of the apples are green. Now we are told the rest are red. So can you work out what fraction the rest is? Well, we have 3 of our quarters left, 3 boxes left. So 3/4 are red. So let's colour those in. So 3/4 are red apples and 1/4 is green apples. Now, what else are we told in the question? Well, we are told there are 5 green apples. And we have been asked, how many are red? So let's think about what we know now. We know that all 4 of these chunks are the same size. So if this chunk is 5, this one must be 5, this one must be 5, and this one must be 5. So to work out how many are red, we have 3 chunks of 5 apples. So we have 3 lots of 5, or 3 times 5. So 3 times 5 equals 15. So you can also then work out how many apples are in the box to start with to check your question. So we've got 15 red and 5 green, which makes 20 apples. Okay, let's move on to question 2. So this time we've got Amir and his 10 cartons of juice. Now each carton holds 2 litres of juice, and how much juice is in 7 cartons? And again, let's think about what we know, what we need to know, what calculation. Well, we know that there are 10 cartons of juice. So if I was going to use my visual method, draw out my bar, I've got 10 groups, haven't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, bad bar drawing today. Okay, so I've got 10 cartons of juice. I'm also told that each carton holds 2 litres. So I'm going to put a number 2 in each of those because every carton holds 2 litres of juice. And I want to know how much juice is in 7 cartons. So actually, I don't even need to work out how much juice Amir has. I just need to count up 7 of those cartons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here I have 7 groups and each group has 2 litres in. So 7 lots of 2 is 14. Got to remember to put our units on. It is 14 litres. So 7 cartons holds 14 litres of juice. I could work out how much is in all of the cartons if I wanted to. That would be my 10 groups times 2, which would give me 20 litres of juice. So once you've drawn it out, you realise sometimes there's information you don't even need. The fact he had 10 cartons wasn't particularly important. The fact each carton had 2 litres in it and they wanted 7, that was important. So that's why we draw it out. We think about what do I need to know, what calculation, so that we can make our way to the answer. And there are only 2 questions on day 15 instead of 3. So let's move straight on to the blue questions from day 15. Okay, so this time question 1 says that on a bookcase, 5/8 of the books are fiction books, the rest are non-fiction, and there are 72 non-fiction books. So how many books are fiction? So again, I want you to have a go at drawing this out visually, using that bar and labelling it in the right place with the information from the question. So our bar here is going to represent all books, the whole bookcase. And we do not know how many books we have in total. We are not told in the question. We are then told that 5/8 of the books are fiction and the rest are non-fiction. So have a look at our denominator this time to figure out what we're cutting our bar into. That's right, we've got an 8 on the bottom, so we're going to cut it into 8 equal pieces, or 8s. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and cut my bar into 8s, as equal as I can make it without using a ruler. Okay, so my bar has been cut into 8 equal pieces. I have also been told that 5/8 of the books are fiction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are fiction. And then I've been told the rest are non-fiction. So can we work out as a fraction how many are non-fiction? It's the chunks we have left. So we have 1, 2, 3 left. So 3/8 are non-fiction. So fiction is 5/8, non-fiction is 3/8. The other thing we are also told is exactly how many non-fiction books there are. So this 3/8, these 3 chunks, is 72 books. Okay, so if 3/8 equals 72, or the 3 chunks equal 72, can we work out what 1 chunk is? Because remember, we know that each of these are equal. They are all 1/8. So we could divide 72 by 3, or share 72 between the 3 bits to figure out how much 1/8 is worth. So let's have a go at that. Let's do 72 divided by 3. So we're going to use our bus stop method over here. How many 3s go into 7? I can fit 2 completely, because 2 times 3 is 6. And that leaves me with 1 left over. So I bring my remainder over. How many 3s in 12? That is 4. So 72 divided by 3 is 24. So we now know that each little chunk, or each 1/8, is worth 24. So we could label up every single one of these 8s with our 24. So now we know that 1/8 is worth 24. We've been asked how many books are fiction. We know how many lots of 1/8 we want. We are told that 5/8 are fiction. So we've got 5 lots of 24. Or another way of saying lots of is to multiply or times. We have 5 times 24. Now this one, we're going to practice our number bonds again, our times table. We're going to do this one in our head. I'm going to partition my 24 into 20 and 4. Now let's have a go at that. So 5 times 20 I know 5 2s are 10, and 20 is 10 times bigger. So we move it 1 to the left on the place value, making 100. And 5 times 4 I know is 20. So I have 100 and I have 20, which when I total them together tells me that 5/8 is 120. So we have 120 fiction books and 72 non-fiction books. Well done if you followed along with that one. Okay, last question for day 15 then is Amir has 2 cartons of apple juice. And we can see from the picture there, it might be quite hard to read, but we have a 1 litre carton and a 750 millilitre carton. He then shares the juice equally between all these glasses. So that means each of these glasses has the same amount in. So how much apple juice does he pour into each glass? Right, what do we need to know? We need to know how much juice we have in total. So we have 1 litre and we have 750 millilitres. Now this is a good chance to practice our conversion of measurements. Can you remember how many millilitres fit inside a litre? 1 litre equals 1,000 millilitres. So if we want to use our millilitres, that litre is equal to 1,000. So we have 1,000 millilitres and we have 750 millilitres. So if we add those up, we realise that Amir starts with 1,750 millilitres. Can anyone tell me what that would be in litres? We've got 1 complete litre, and then we have to think about dividing by 1,000. Now, if we divide by 1,000, we're moving all of our numbers 3 place value columns to the right, or we're moving our decimal point 3 places to the left, which would give us 1.75 litres. So it's up to you whether you use litres or millilitres for this question, but you do need to work out which one so that when you combine your litres and your millilitres, you're making sure it's correct. And you don't add 1 to 750, because 751 wouldn't be right. That 1 litre actually means 1,000 millilitres. Okay, so I'm going to stick with millilitres. I'm going to use my 1,750. And I now know that that is my total. So, I'm going to have to swap pens. They've worked so hard, I'm running out of ink. So, our whole amount of juice is 1,750 millilitres. Amir shares that juice equally between these glasses. So let's look at the picture to see how many glasses we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am going to split my bar into 5 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So what do I have to do to work out how much ends up in each fifth? I know my total and I know how many groups there are, but how much is in each group? That's right, it's a division sum. So we're going to use bus stop again. And we're going to look here that we have to do 1,750 divided by 5. Well, we start by saying how many 5s can I fit in 1? Well, you can't fit any because 1's smaller. So we move straight across to look at both. So 5s into 17. If I count in 5s, that's 5, 10, 15. So I can fit 3 whole 5s and I have 2 left over. How many 5s fit into 25? Keep counting in your 5 times table. And we can fit 5 in with nothing left over. And then how many 5s fit into 0? Well, that's a 0, but we do have to write it down because it changes the place value of our numbers. So 1,750 millilitres divided by 5 is 350 millilitres. So Amir pours 350 millilitres into each glass. What if I'd not used the millilitres? What if I'd used the litres? How much would he have poured into each glass then? Because it should be the same, but we just write it differently. Let's have a think of what 350 millilitres would look like in litres. We have to remember that we are dividing by 1,000. So we are moving each number 3 places to the right on our place value. So I'm going to move that 3 from the hundreds to the tens, that's 1 hop. From the tens to the ones, that's 2 hops. So now I need to go beyond the decimal point for 3 hops. So it becomes 0.35 litres. And we can check that that's right because we know that 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. 350 is less than 1,000, so we shouldn't have any full litres. So I don't mind which way you did it, but he either puts 350 millilitres in each glass or 0.35 litres. But this is where your units become very important to make sure you've got the right number. Fantastic. And as there were only 2 questions for blue as well, that is day 15 done. So we've only got a couple more to do, and I will be back with day 16 very shortly, and I look forward to seeing you all in school as soon as possible. Thanks very much, everybody. Bye-bye.